Okay, let us start next problem. A 40 megawatt steam power plant working on Rankine cycle operates between boiler pressure of 4 MPa and condenser pressure of 10 kPa. The steam leaves the boiler and enters the steam turbine at 400 degrees centigrade. The isentropic efficiency of the steam turbine is 85%. Determine the cycle efficiency, the quality of steam from the turbine, the steam flow rate in kg per hour. Consider pump work. Okay, so this is the given problem. So if you see the problem, already as given what is the total power developed by the Rankine cycle, that is 40 megawatt of power has been developed by this complete Rankine cycle, whereas at the boiler the pressure is given as 4 MPa. 4 MPa is nothing but 4 megapascal, or you can say 4 into 10 to the power of 6 pascal, or it is 40 bar. So it becomes 40 bar. And condenser pressure of 10 kPa. 10 kPa is 10 into 10 to the power of 3 kilopascals. So if you have to write in bar, it has to be 10 to the power of 5. So it will become 0.1 bar. Okay, so try to understand 4 megapascal and 10 kilopascal. Okay, the steam leaves the boiler and enters the steam turbine at 400 degrees centigrade. So when it is entering the turbine, the temperature is given as 400 degrees centigrade. The isentropic efficiency of the steam turbine is given as 85%. So we need to find out what is the cycle efficiency and what is the quality of steam and the steam flow rate in kg per hour. So when we see the TS diagram, we can here make out that process 1 to 2 is the steam which is entering the water, the liquid which is getting converted to steam. So now I want to know what is the condition at point 2. So in the TS diagram I have written the condition of point 2 as superheated. It is easily we can make out that the condition is superheated steam. So how I am going to decide whether it is superheated steam? So for this what we are doing is we are going to go through the steam tables. That is, if I see the steam tables, that is if because he has given me the pressure, so what I'll do is I'll go for A1 chart. Okay, you guys try to understand. We will go for A1 chart. In A1 chart we will see for the given pressure, that is for 40 bar, what is the temperature. Okay, so if we go for 40 bar and if I see, that is in the A1 chart, if I see what is the pressure, the temperature is somewhere coming around 250.33. The temperature is coming around 250.33. But what is the temperature it is given in the problem? He has given it as 400 degrees centigrade. So the temperature for 40 bar from steam tables is 250.33, whereas in the given problem it is 400 degrees centigrade. It means that the condition of the steam leaving the boiler, or you can say which is entering the turbine, that is at point 2, it is in superheated condition. So once I get to know the condition of the steam, here is superheated condition. So directly I will take the value from the A3 chart. So I will go for the A3 chart, and from A3 chart for 40 bar and 400 degrees centigrade, I am going to note down the values H2 and S2. So next thing is, so once it comes out of the turbine, obviously it will be wet steam because the pressure given is very less. It is 0.1 bar. So for 0.1 bar you cannot have a dry steam. Obviously it will be a wet steam. So when I see that the pressure is 0.1 bar, so what I'll do is I'll go for A1 chart and I'll try to note down the values of HF3, SF3, HFG3 and SFG3. Okay, I'm going to note down all these things. So now you guys understood how to decide which the point to where it is going to lie, whether it is a superheated steam, it's a dry steam, or it's a wet steam. So this is how you are going to clarify. Okay, so now let us start solving the problem. So first I will write down what and all we need to find. Okay, first let me write what and all we need to find. So he wants me to find out what is the efficiency, thermal efficiency. Then he wants me to find out what is the quality of the steam. Quality of the steam means obviously it is X3. Okay, X3. Next is he wants me to find out what is the specific steam consumption. Okay, and he wants me to consider the pump work. Other than this, one more thing which is given in the problem is he says that it is having the turbine is working only for 85% efficiency. Whenever he says that the turbine is working for 85% efficiency, it means that I'm not going to have an isentropic expansion. So S2 will not be equal to S3. So S2 will not be equal to S3 dash, not S3. It will not be equal to S3 dash. So I am not going to have an isentropic line. So there are some losses which is taking place in the turbine. Okay. So now let us try to find out each one of it individually. So already I have noted down the values from the steam tables. So let us just try to solve the problem. Okay. So now what he has asked me to find out, he has asked me to find out what is thermal efficiency. So now when he has asked me to thermal efficiency, see in the problem, if he had not given me the efficiency of the turbine, the thermal efficiency equation used to be like this. Work done by the turbine, that is H2 minus H3, minus work done by the pump, H1 minus H4, divided by heat supplied to the boiler, that is H2 minus H1. But now what is happening? The turbine is working only for its 85% capacity. Its 15% capacity is going as waste. So the cycle will be 1, 2, 3 dash, 4, 1. Okay, the cycle will be 1, 2, 3 dash, 4, 1. So when I am writing the efficiency equation, the work done by turbine, I am writing it as H2 minus H3 dash. So I need to find out now what is H3 dash. I need to find out what is H1 to find out what is work done by the pump. So that is how you guys are going to proceed. So if you want, first itself I will start, it is just like your reverse engineering. So efficiency thermal is given by what? Work done by turbine minus work done by pump divided by heat supply. That is efficiency thermal will be equal to work done by turbine is H2 minus H3 dash minus H1 minus H4 whole thing divided by H2 minus H1. Is that clear? Okay. This is what is we call it as thermal efficiency. So now in this, what is point H2? Let us see which and all I know. What is H2? H2 is nothing but 0.2, which is nothing but I know it is in superheated condition. So directly from the A3 chart, I'll note down what is H2. So H2 value I already have got. H3 dash, I don't know. I need to find out. What is H1? H1 is the condition that is for the pump, which I need to find out. What is H4? H4 where it is lying? It is lying on the saturated liquid line. It is lying on the saturated liquid line. So obviously it is at 0.1 bar. So H4 will be equal to HF. H4 will be equal to HF. Okay, H3 is equal to H3 is equal to H4. So H4 will be equal to 191.3. So already I got the value. So what is H2 I know? Again I need to find out H1. So I need to find out what is H1, H3 dash and H4. Okay. Okay. So now let me start doing this. So now I know what is H1. So let me start finding out one by one. Okay, let us start finding out one by one. So now first I'll start with finding out H3 dash. So what is the method in which I can find out H3 dash? We know that efficiency of turbine is given by what? The equation is given by H2, efficiency of the turbine is given by H2 minus H3 dash divided by H2 minus H3. Okay. So first we'll see in which and all equations H3 is going to come. In which and all equations H3 is going to come. Okay. So if I see in which and all equations I am going to get H3, I see that H3 I am going to get in efficiency of the turbine equation. In efficiency of the turbine equation. So what I'll do is, again if I see here, I don't know what is H3 also. Only thing which I know here, I know what is efficiency of turbine is known. I know what is H2. I don't know what is H3 dash and I don't know what is H3 also. So it means that first I need to find out H3. Then I will substitute in this equation. I'll find out H3 dash. And then I can use the H3 dash over here. Is that clear? Okay. So now let us see the method for finding out what is H3. Okay. So again, to find out H3, what is the method I am having? I have H3 is equal to HF3 plus X into HFG3. Okay. So again, what is X3? So I don't know what is X3. So I need to find out what is X3. What is X3? Okay. So if I have to find out what is X3, so the only method we can follow is process 2 to 3. So what is process 2 to 3? It is isentropic, that is S2 is equal to S3, right? So I can solve it like this. So process 2 to 3 is isentropic in nature, is isentropic. Therefore, S2 is equal to S, that is S2 is equal to S3, that is S2 is nothing but the condition is it is superheated steam, which I have already noted down from the A3 chart. Okay, therefore we know that S2 is equal to, that is X3 is equal to SF3 plus X into SFG3. What is S3? S3 is nothing but S2. S2 at which one? At A, that is at 40 bar from A3 chart. I have noted down the value. So it is 6.773 is equal to SF3. SF3 is at which point? It is at 0.1 bar. So I have noted down the value from A1 chart. So it will be 0.6493 plus X3, which I need to find out. So X3 into SFG3 is 7.5018. Okay. So now let me see how much I am going to get X3. Okay. So I am going to get X3 as 0.816. Okay. X3 I am going to get as 0.816. Okay. So now I got the value for X3. So let me substitute this value in my H3 equation and find out what is H3. Okay. Therefore H3 will be equal to HF3, that is at 0.1 bar. So it will be 191.3 plus 0.816 into 2392.9. So I can find out what is my H3. So my H3 is going to come as 2145.2 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so I got the value for H3. So now I got the value for H3. I know what is efficiency of turbine. So I'll just substitute and find out what is H3 dash. So I can write like this. So efficiency of turbine is 0.85, which is given the problem. So is equal to, so I'll substitute here, 0.85 is equal to H2 is 3215.7 minus H3 dash, which I need to find out, divided by H2 is again 3215.7 minus H3 is 2145.2. Therefore, what will be H3 dash? So H3 dash I am going to get as 2305.8 kilojoule per kg. So I got the value for H3 dash. Okay. So now I got the value for H3 dash. So what else is left out? So now I got the value for H3 dash. I know what is H2. I know what is H1. I need to find out what is H4. Either I can find out H4 or I can find out what is work done by the pump. Okay. So anyway it is fine. So work done by pump will be what? It will be H1 minus H4. Okay. Or I can write it as it is VF4 into P2 minus P1. P2 minus, sorry, it is P2 minus P3. Therefore, VF4, how much I am able to read? So this we were supposed to note down from the 0.1 bar, okay, pressure. So it is 0.0010102 into P2 is 40 bar minus 0.1 into 10 raised to the power of 5 divided by 10 raised to the power 2 you will get. That is because VF, the unit will be for the VF, it is specific volume, so it will be 1 second. Okay, so VF, yeah, from the table, yeah, it will be in meter cube per kg. Okay, so you are going to end up with work done by the pump as 4.031 kilojoule per kg. That is work done by the pump. So by using this I can find out what is H1 value, because I know what is H4. Therefore H1 will be equal to, or you can write work done by pump equal to H1 minus H4, or H1 will be equal